Shall we get started, Karan?
Sure, we can get started. So you can hear me okay?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So hi everyone, thank you for taking the time for today's session. My name is Karan Rao. I lead the automated solutions team here at Rocketium, right? I was just seeing the participants. I see that we have some existing clients here, but for those who don't know us, Rocketium essentially is a design automation platform. And that's the topic of our discussion today, right? What does design automation or creative automation mean? So with that, let's get right to it. So what do we mean by creatives, right? So essentially, if you think of creatives, it could span images, videos, and GIFs, right? But from the perspective of where they are used, intuitively, you could think of display ads, social campaigns, or even any kind of user-generated content, right? But anything that goes into sales and marketing material, or in fact a lot of the visuals that are shown in your applications or your website, all of that somewhere are creatives, right? And the idea is that all of these creatives today are made manually, and are there avenues to automate some of these processes, right? So the next natural question is, why is design automation even needed, right? So I think what we've seen is, the first thing is just removing redundant and repetitive work, right? One of the agencies who are our clients, I remember initially they used to make 120 variations of each creative they made for all the different platforms that they advertised on, right? And that was simply a lot of manual repetitive work, which meant that every time they had to do a new campaign, it took them 120 creators to actually push it live, right? So somewhere, if that process is automated, it saves a bunch of time. The second is driving performance through faster experimentation, right? So in case, especially during current times, as we are trying to find out new channel, or trying to find new channels of revenue growth, there are a lot of revenue experiments being done. And one of these experiments is through visuals, right? Can I show different content to different people? Can I change colors? Can I do this A/B testing so that I'm getting more performance on the on my ads, or on the content that I'm sharing, right? So somewhere, if every time you make a banner or a video, if it takes you weeks, then you're not experimenting fast enough, right? So the automation allows you to experiment so that you can drive higher performance for your campaigns, right? And lastly, more mature and nuanced organizations, be it marketing organizations in brands or marketing agencies, they are moving towards a more personalized marketing model, where either at an individual or a cohort level, you want to personalize your creatives. And simply, if you had to do 100,000 creatives for 100,000 different people with their names, it would be completely uneconomical to do it manually, right? The cost benefit just wouldn't make sense. But given that automation is available, you are able to actually design these in a, without any manual intervention. So it allows you to personalize at scale, right? So with that, let's jump into today's agenda, right? So at the broad level, we are going to talk about two things. One is, what do you mean by design automation? How does it work? And in that, there are a couple of ways that generally, agencies use design automation, either through a user interface, what we call UI-based creation, or more programmatic, which involves the removal of manual intervention completely, right? And the second is how some of the agencies that we work with are using design automation across different campaigns, right? Towards the end of the call, we'll have some Q&A. So we'll address certain questions that you have. So my teammates on the call will share those questions with me at the end of the call. So feel free to please share these questions on chat, right? All right. So how does design automation work, right? So the first thing I'd like to talk about here is what we call a template, right? So typically there is a template that you create. This could be a video template or an image template. And these templates are completely customizable or flexible, right? So it's there are multiple aspects to a template. It's the layout, which means what are the different elements, where do they go? it's the style, what are the colors used, what are the fonts used, and all of this can be aligned with the brand guidelines and brand standards of your eventual clients as well, right? So these templates are completely flexible. Again, as I mentioned, they can be created across videos and images. And once these templates are created, you can create variants or different outputs by passing different data, right? So now how is this data? So if you're seeing on my screen, let's say this is for a banking client, right? Like there is a banner title, there is some subtext and a CTA, right? And including an image on the right hand side. So how is this once the data structure and once the layout is established, many more variants can be generated by just changing the different elements that are present on the template, right? So how do we actually pass this data? How are these creatives actually made, right? So that's where the two approaches that we spoke about come in, right? So one is a UI based approach. So that's what we will start with, right? Cool. So typically in a UI, when you're using some sort of UI, you would start with selecting a template, right? Now, these templates are not public templates or not something that are accessible to the world. These are client specific, brand compliant templates that can be set up and made available in an interface like this, right? And again, this could be videos or images. Once you select a template in this user interface, you could also select the orientations, right? So for example, one of our clients actually has 30 odd orientations which are assigned to a particular template, so that all of them can be created together, selected together, right? Once the orientations are selected, you're actually able to make a creative, right? And the simplest form of automation here is, if you're seeing this interface on the right hand side, you have a preview, and on the left hand side, you have content entry, right? So you're able to add content that directly makes the creative. The idea is that you're not spending a lot of time and effort on designing the creative. It's more a content entry than a design experience, right? But where the scale or the automation actually comes from is actually being able to import a spreadsheet to make hundreds of creative at a time, right? So if you're seeing on my screen, you're seeing that this is some e-commerce template where different garments are being shown with the name of the product, with the CTN, potentially the logo also changing, right? So imagine that you have, let's say, the database of your client with all this information, and you have 100 rows of data within a spreadsheet. You could very easily go ahead, upload this spreadsheet, and these creatives get made instantaneously, right? And not only that, they get created in all the different orientations that we had selected for the template. So imagine within a minute, you have 300 odd creatives live, right? So that is where the scale and automation comes from, and all the redundant effort of designing, of reworking, of making changes, all of that is taken away, right? Now, typically, as we go through this automation, questions come up that, hey, what happens when text sizes are larger? What happens when, like, would the text overlap? Would it go over the image? So for that, we have what we call smart templates, right? So what do smart templates do? So the idea here is that if, for example, the caption is larger than the box, the caption actually auto fits to make sure that every output that comes through this automation process is aesthetic. It doesn't look broken, right? Similarly, there is intelligent layouting, right? So if, for example, a certain banner or a video has multiple elements, and one of these elements is taken away, then the other elements adjust for the negative space so that the end output looks aesthetic, right? And finally, this is something we touched upon, just automatically adapting, right? So at the same, as you are adding the information, the adapts are being made in all the different orientations, so that you don't have to go back like you would in Photoshop and make each creative again, right? So those are smart templates, and that was the that was the way in which, using a interface or some level of human intervention, there is automation done using a spreadsheet. Okay, so let's go to the next section, which is creating this programmatically, right? So what does that mean? Now, without getting too technical, the idea here is that, let's say you had some developer support and you had a backend database of all this information that you added to this spreadsheet, right? Programmatically using our APIs, you will be able to actually generate these videos or images on the fly. So you don't need to manually input information even in a spreadsheet. This can be connected with a database, and this actually enables very, very interesting use cases, right? And just to give you an idea, typically where agencies use this is in one of two ways, right? One is where their clients have a large inventory. This could apply to e-commerce, real estate, automobile, where there are a lot of products and all of them need to be converted into some video or image for any kind of campaign, right? So that is the first use case. The second is obviously personalization, right? So if I want to send, I've made a very high quality video in the agency, but now I want to personalize it, send it to 100,000 people. Again, a service like this would be helpful, right? So given the audience, I want to keep this discussion more at a functional level. I want to talk to you more about the examples, but if there are any technical questions, happy to take them as part of the Q&A or offline as well, right? So we've talked about what design automation means, right? And the question is obviously why are agencies looking at design automation today? And the first one might be more intuitive, right? That there could be cost savings, because one is obviously you'll save you'll save a lot of expenses on just creative production, because imagine in a minute if you can make 500 creatives, just imagine how much more your team would be able to do with this kind of a superpower, right? But what it also does is, because let's say your templates are very your templates are smart, you don't have to do a lot of rework, there's not a lot of coordination effort. It also saves tremendous cost just by way of making sure the final creatives are done faster and in a more seamless manner, right? And again, in our past experience, we've seen up to 75% cost reduction in spite of by using our tool and making sure that their process is completely automated and seamless, right? So the first reason why they are embracing it, there are definite tangible cost savings, right? But at the same time, during such in such an environment, there are business opportunities, right? So how many times have clients come to agencies and say, we want to see something new, right? And that new comes from technologies like these, because you are able to actually talk to clients about innovative campaigns that they can, that y'all can work with, enabled by Rocketium, that will meet their business objectives, right? So maybe it's a conversion campaign, acquisition campaign. You're able to create 100,000 images or videos that are personalized to the individual level. I mean, the experience of that would be completely different as opposed to sending the same visual to all these people, right? So there is an opportunity, and again, I'll talk about some of these ideas in my upcoming slides, and maybe that sparks some ideas for you as well, right? And the second and a very interesting one is our white label platform, right? So the user interface that I showed you, that entire experience can actually be white labeled, and we're working with a lot of agencies that are using this as a value or like a value addition to their existing customers, right? So we will white label our solution for them. They know their clients' templates, designs very well, and then their clients are coming onto this platform and quickly generating these videos and images, right? So apart from just saving cost, agencies are using this as tangible business opportunities as well, right? Okay, so let's talk. So that was the first part about how this automation works and why agencies are even looking at this kind of design automation, right? And I think now I'd like to touch upon how these agencies are using this technology to enable some interesting campaigns, right? So the first example here, one second. All right. So the first example here is of an agency. We're going to talk about the real estate sector here, wherein one agency created almost 20,000 property listing videos for their listing platform, right? For one of their clients. So the idea here was that they would make these videos, push it on YouTube, and get some SEO mileage that then directs traffic to the relevant pages, right? Now, real estate is a big sector for us. There are a lot of different types of use cases that can be enabled here. Just to name a few popular ones, apart from the standard ones you can think of, open house invitations, right? Especially as markets open up and there are more properties going on sale, open house invitations are going to be something that is important. Already I told you the technology enables personalization at scale. So if clients have data regarding what sort of people have searched for what properties, then compiling compiling personalized recommendations saying that, oh, this is the area you're looking for, these are the 5 best properties here, those become interesting use cases, right? Agent profile videos, again, there are a lot of real estate agencies that are working with realtors and doing a lot of custom videos and images for their social marketing. So now if they are able to automatically generate these videos and images, it becomes a value prop for their agents, right? And lastly, any kind of personalized greetings. So agents and real estate agencies are always looking for continued connect with the prospects. So making sure that for different occasions you're greeting them in a personalized manner is another very popular use case, right? So again, there are quite a few more real estate use cases. Can take them up during Q&A, but I thought we could pick some interesting ones, right? All right, another hot sector is e-commerce, again, because of the number of products available, the number of interesting campaigns that can be done. So this is one where an agency was working with an e-commerce client, and they created personalized banners for cart abandonment. So every time a client or a user went and almost purchased the product, left it in their cart, after a few hours, you got an email with a with a personalized banner saying that, hey, go ahead and purchase this product. It's available at a 10% discount, right? Apart from that, if you think of e-commerce, again, offers not only just simple banners, but actually personalizing it depending on what types of categories are moving fast, what sort of data you have on what categories you want to push, etc. Then personalized in-app banners. So all the information that you see either in an app or the website, personalizing it depending on the kinds of visitors on your website. So you're able to generate them automatically and serve them real time. Reviews and testimonials. This is an interesting one. This is something that is used by these agencies a lot to, again, show during the conversion part of the funnel to at least help these clients to make decisions on their products, right? So sending reviews and testimonial videos, which are again automated because all of this information is available in the database, right? And finally, this was an interesting use case. So this was a gamification plan, a program that was created by one of these agencies to actually help a particular client to gamify the entire shopping experience, and we would create personalized banners for each badge, right? Lastly, the gaming industry. Now, in current times, the gaming industry is seeing a lot of uptake, and the most important use case here is for performance marketing ads, right? So right now, there are a lot of automated ads being made for the gaming industry. So for example, one of the agencies that we worked with was working with a gaming brand in Asia. And the idea was, how can they create dynamic gaming ads that could have been pushed using a simple spreadsheet that could have been pushed on different ad platforms to get more app installs, right? So the idea of sharing these use cases with you all was to just give you a sense of how this technology can be used across, again, different industries, different use cases. And as you can imagine, right, the same concepts that were, let's say picked up in a real estate industry could apply to e-commerce as well, right? So somewhere we work very closely with agency. We are the technology enabler. The agencies are the brains behind a lot of these interesting campaigns, and then we work with them to enable these for their clients, right? So with that, I'm going to pause here. I'm going to hand it over to my colleagues. There might have been some questions that came in. Jatin and Jadev, did we get any questions?
Yeah, we've got about half a dozen questions over here, right? So the first question is, how flexible are these smart templates that you mentioned, right? So that's one question that we have got.
Okay. So was there? I'll just go ahead and answer that.
Yeah.
So with respect to smart templates, right? The idea is that first you create a template based on the use case. So for example, if the use case is, hey, I want to create a real estate listing video, right? So in that use case, you would have, scenes with real estate properties, information, and then you look at the styling of it, right? So what are the brand colors, guidelines used? So now these templates are completely flexible, right? Rocketium itself has a tool to create these templates, but at the same time, you could also import, let's say if it's a static template for an image banner, you could import it from Photoshop. So we have a Photoshop plugin that directly creates a template. If it's a video template, then, and if you have created effects on After Effects, you're able to import those effects as well. So the template itself is completely flexible. If you can imagine it on the canvas, we should be able to set it up as a template.
Awesome. The second question for you, Karan, is if I choose to automate, what is the time taken to render these images and videos?
Okay, fair enough. So with images, it's pretty real time, right? Because all of these images are rendered very quickly. If you think about video, typically it would take double the length of the video. So if it's a 30-second video, within a minute it would be rendered and available, right? It also depends on the kind of tool you're using and some of the setup we've done depending on the use case. But typically you can say that images are real time and videos would take twice the length of the video.
Cool. The third question we have is, can we have complex and effect templates like videos generated by After Effects?
Yes, so kind of covered that in that first question. So you can absolutely have these templates set up using effects from After Effects. So be it transitions, be it some sort of motion graphics that you're using, absolutely possible. And if I've not answered your question completely, just ask a follow-up and then I'll be happy to respond.
Great. The next question is a two-part question. First is the time to set up, and second is in terms of how much coding is required during setup.
Okay, so I'll just take this in two parts, right? So if you're talking about the UI-based experience, the UI-based approach, then there's hardly any setup time, right? We have a platform available. We just set up your templates, which might take a day or two, and then you'll be on your way, right? If it's about programmatic creation, again, we have extensive documentation, extensive technical documentation available. We have with any kind of engagement we have with our clients, we have an account manager who helps them through this setup process, right? And the time it takes for the setup for the on the technical side really depends on the use case, right? It could be as low as 3 to 4 days. It could go as high as like 2 to 3 weeks, right? So it really depends on the kind of use case you want and the complexity of the use case you want to deliver through this entire programmatic creation. But for the UI based, it's just a day or two.
Got it. So there's a follow-up question by Mr. Kalfati. He asked saying that, can we create our own templates, or is it only you guys who create the templates?
Beautiful. So yeah, so we have a template creation tool. You can make the templates yourself. There is a bit of training involved on how this gets set up. We have training material, videos, etc. available. So yeah, we are a completely self-service platform. You can make templates yourself. You can use the UI yourself. So you don't need to be dependent on us at all. But generally, we'll always be there to help you, support you, whatever learnings we have from other clients to share them with you.
Great. We have one question from a US-based agency who's saying that they have only one client asking for videos. So in that case, can they use this technology?
Right. So typically where clients come to us is where they want to scale video creation, right? Or image creation for that matter. So if this one client, for example, needs one very highly well-designed, production quality video, then I would say that Rocketium may not be the best suited for that, right? But let's say if this one client wants to run a campaign, which the innovative campaigns that I talked about, that let's say reach out to a few 100,000 users in a personalized manner, absolutely we should. I mean, it would be impossible to do that manually, and that's where our technology comes in.
Great.
So yeah, I think more than the number of clients, it's the use case and how many creatives is it that you want to make.
Awesome. And the last question we have here is that, can we push creatives directly to Google, Facebook, or any of the social channels?
Yes, so we have, as long as that social channel has APIs available, that can be done today, for example, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Directly from our UI, you can post it to these channels. And obviously, when it comes to the programmatic creation, all of this happens through the backend. So absolutely possible. In the past, we've done some custom integrations as well, wherein agencies have clients, let's say in the banking and insurance space, and they've needed these videos and outputs to go to a certain secure server and stuff like that. So we've solutioned that as well in the past. So the delivery of the creative is also pretty flexible at our end.
Great. So I would want to kind of open it to the live audience here right now. If you have any other questions, please share it on the Q&A section. We'll be happy to answer the same. Great. I think we have no further questions, Karan.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah, so thank you all for joining. Again, my email is there. So if you all have any questions, follow-ups, or any feedback for that matter, and for future sessions, what we should cover, please do drop me a note. I'd like to hear that. And yeah, stay safe, and let me know if I can help with anything. Thank you. Bye.